It's another first alert weather day, all for fire concerns, but we have specific concerns for a few particular counties. Today we're looking at the Dolores County area, we're looking at Mesa County, and we're also looking up near Rio Blanco County. All three of those counties have pretty large active burning wildfires, and some of them even have multiple wildfires. And the smoke coming from those wildfires is really thick and also pretty dangerous to breathe in, depending on your proximity to that fire. So surface smoke today is really unideal, and everywhere you see blue on this graphic, you are looking at surface smoke of some kind. So almost everybody is undergoing the effects of long-term wildfire smoke inhalation, and that means you might be experiencing things like red eyes, headaches, burning or itching in your lungs, throat, mouth, and respiratory issues are all good indications you should spend a little bit more time inside, which is exactly why the National Weather Service has kept air quality alerts going. The air quality alerts are still in effect, of course, for the Rio Blanco area and all of those counties that border the northern portion of our state, and then down where we were talking about the Dove Creek area and Kkco, Colorado. Thick wildfire smoke is definitely drastically reducing ability to breathe, and it's also reducing visibility. So things are definitely a little bit rocky, and you should wear a mask if you can't avoid being outside. But if you can avoid being outside, spend a little bit more time indoors, because air quality is not ideal for anyone, including your pets or animals today. But if we take another look at what else the National Weather Service still has going for us, fire concerns aren't over, and we don't anticipate they'll be over, not for a few more days. Now today we have red flag warnings, and we'll also push those red flag warnings into tomorrow. But it's important to note that the red flag warnings we're looking at are not only for the main western Colorado area. You're also looking at most of the northern and central mountains, and then you're also looking at areas as far as the foothills outside of Denver. That is quite a ways away from us, almost 200 miles, but we're also experiencing a lot of red flag conditions out in the eastern portion of Utah. So with all that being said, we're expecting to see fire danger. Red flag warnings are a fancy way to say that we have high winds, and those wind speeds are dry. The humidity value of those winds is about 8 to 13% on average across the board, and your wind speeds consistently are around 15 to 20 miles an hour. Now the wind gusts, on the other hand, those are the sporadic bursts of motion that feel like they can knock you off your feet. Those can get all the way up to 30 miles an hour in any of these areas, and it's also a problem because we could start new fires based off all of this wind. But we could also see the spreading of active wildfires, because if you add oxygen to a wildfire, the fire tends to burn hotter and spread faster. So all of those things are really big concerns for us here today, and the wind this afternoon really locally is not going to be friendly. So you better prepare for a little bit of wind this afternoon. Grand Junction looking at 29-mile-per-hour wind gusts later today at the 2 o'clock mark. Most areas in the 20s at this point, but by the time we reach 3 to 4 p.m., most areas will actually start to see wind gusts in the 30-mile-per-hour range. And the 30-mile-per-hour range means 30 in Grand Junction, 34 in the Delta area on average, and about 30 in Montrose, and about 23 in the Cortez area. Even Rifle near Meeker, where we have a lot of smoke, up to about 31-mile-an-hour gusts. So keep that on the forefront of your mind. But all of the fire we are seeing is thanks to a really severe drought, and our drought is only getting worse. The area is expanding, and most of western Colorado, extending all the way up to that northern border, is under extreme drought conditions. So if we had a little bit more moisture throughout the last several months, or even earlier in the season, if we didn't get as warm as fast as we did, we wouldn't be in this position with our drought. But here we are, and now we have wildfires as a repercussion. So stick with us as we talk more about our drought monitors, although the drought is pretty severe. And on top of the wind, the smoke, and the red flag warnings, the drought, all of the above, it's only going to be warm today again. You're expecting 99 degrees in Grand Junction today, 101 in the Delta area, 95 in the Cortez area or the Montrose area, and then in Cortez about 96 degrees. And then if we jump to the overnight lows, those are pretty steady and in the 60s and 50s across the board.